So if you guys ever had an idea that has spiraled wildly out of control, well, that's what happened with this device here. So let me explain. What this device is the spawn of is a thought that I had when I saw a Reddit thread that showed that an Enderman cannot be damaged by an arrow shot in the rain if it has absolutely nowhere to go and it cannot even teleport. The arrow will not hit the Enderman. So then my wild thought process was, well, what else can I do in regards to manipulating where Endermen teleport and whatnot? And then I'm like, oh man, what if an Enderman lands on a pressure plate and activates a note block? And the idea just kind of went on and on from there until you guys got the Enderman note block orchestra. Let's check it out. Alright, so this is the Enderman powered orchestra. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain how the device itself works here, and then afterwards Pedro, say hi Pedro.
Hello.
Hello. And he's going to explain why the device doesn't sound like as bad of a jumbled mess as it could. So effectively how this device works is, well, Endermen have nowhere to go when they are standing out in the rain. This is a super flat world made up of nothing but rain. The Endermen cannot teleport on top of the note blocks as there's not enough room for them, and they can't teleport up there because that's too far away for them to teleport, and then they can't teleport here because there's water on top of this block. So the only place they can teleport is on top of these blocks here that have pressure plates on them, and whenever the Endermen step on these pressure plates, it activates redstone, which activates a command block, which places a redstone block next to a note block here. And that really is how the device works. There are 7 note blocks in each line here, and there are 7 note blocks going across here. So all I really needed to do to configure these was to make it so that there's a set block command that sets the redstone block, and that's it. That's how it works. These 3 command blocks underneath here just fill in this whole area with air, so whenever a redstone block gets placed, it gets deleted so that the next note can be played if one's going to get played right after. And then the next ones kill any items, because if the Endermen die, I didn't want to go and clean up their ender balls. You know, who wants to clean up ender balls? And the next one sets an effect on the Endermen so that they are constantly healed. And that's really it. Otherwise, we have a whole bunch of notes here, and Pedro is going to explain why this device does not completely stink and why it sounds kind of decent, actually.
Yeah, thanks, man. So, when you first look at all the randomness that is laying around here, and you see all these pressure plates and all these note blocks, it could be a very unpleasant sound and a mixture of all kinds of randomness. So what we decided to do is just kind of go through and select which pitches each instrument should play. As you guys know, there are, as most of you that may know a little bit of music, there's more than just 4 notes in any sound, in any sort of scale. So we selected those sounds that would create a tonal center so everybody can kind of listen to it and find a key that the song's in. So we started with the bass, and we picked about 4 or 5 different notes only. So you see 7 blocks, but it's actually selecting 5 different notes. And so that creates a really nice groove, regardless of how random it might be. And then we went through with the piano, and we had the Enderman select a series of notes, basically called a scale, so that it would sound around what's being played on the bass. And then we did the clicks, the bass and snare. We kept it about the same. We didn't really go into changing the pitch too much on those. Yeah. So they're all very much the same exact note. But when you lay it all down, it actually sounds like a slow jazzy bar club kind of song. It's like I feel like a detective, like someone's gonna come in and be like, oh, help me, somebody killed my Enderman, or something like that, and it just kind of has a nice groove to it. I can't believe these guys are able to play like this.
It's not too bad, and depending on how many Endermen I spawn will change the speed of the machine to a point. But if I spawn too many, the whole machine kind of slows down, because then there's too many Endermen, and if an Enderman teleports on top of a series of blocks that another Enderman is already on, it won't play anything because the pressure plates are still placed down. So you kind of have to be careful. Like, if you want it to be a very slow machine, you can spawn like 2 or 3 Endermen, or if you want it to be really fast, this is about as fast as it gets. So I like it.
Now, you mentioned that this machine is modular, right? So you can make this really, really big, right?
Yeah, so basically the way it's set up, as I mentioned before, is that horizontally going this way, it has a series of 7 notes. But in the back here, actually, I have it set, these ones are set to play the piano a second time. And the reason why I did that is because you want the piano to play a little bit more often, so it's not, because it's like for an instrument, it's the instrument you are listening for the most, and it makes it sound most like a song. So this second row here is piano, and this last row here is also piano. And yeah, I can set these out as far as I want, because all I have to do is use a clone command, and then I need to just change the little information in the redstone blocks, and that's all I got to do. So if there's any one note I want to play more often, I can do that.
Yep. Wow, this is great, man.
Yep, and that's pretty much effectively the entire device. I mean, I hope you all have enjoyed. If you want to see more music-related content, not Minecraft-related, just music in general, be sure to check out Pedro's channel at youtube.com/musicbypedro. Woo! Yeah. So anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed. My name is AntVenom. He's Music by Pedro, and I bid you all farewell.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching.